right, guys. Hello. Welcome to week 3 for our masterclass. As always, getting started here, we always have our worksheet here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the link if this is your first time. This is week 3, so we're kind of going to skip over like it's not going to be mainly like slides or anything. We're going to do more of like workshop work because this week is all about drafting your content, and we're going to be using AI to do this. So I want to make sure we have enough time for questions and, making sure I get you all the information that you need, because the prompts that we're going to be using, you're going to have all the prompts. So if you don't have that worksheet, I just put it in the chat for you. This is updated. It has the YouTube channel, MailChimp, Canva Pro, if you want to get it for free. Travefy, our bendable link, and then our Discord for the class as well. Okay, so previous trainings that we've done, and then also it has all the prompts that we're going to be utilizing for today. And then at the end of the day, I'm going to try to upload that video and link it here. So be sure to keep that original copy. Okay. All right, let's put the chat box on this side. Oh, you're welcome. Was the Amazon video helpful? I like how she broke it down. She made it very easy, in my opinion. So I'm glad you found that helpful. And don't worry, guys. I know you guys are used to the split screen. Oh, okay. All right. Let me know when you set it up, so that way I can go in and follow you, because you can get followers on your shop and stuff, and that kind of helps with reviews too. So yeah, definitely let me know. Normally, I know you guys are used to split screen. I'm going to turn that on a little bit later, but for the beginning of this workshop, I'm going to just show you guys, making sure you guys see the information that we have here. Just because like with the prompts and everything, it might be a little bit smaller, and I try to make them bigger because it was said last time that it was hard to see. So hopefully the bigger font is going to help alleviate that when we do the split screens. But let's go ahead and jump right in, because like I said, I have a lot of information that I want to share with you. Just recapping, we are doing week 3, drafting your content AI. So if you're watching this later on YouTube, first week we talked about getting started with email marketing and then building your list and what kind of freebies and stuff that you can offer. So today we're actually going to be creating those. Okay, so learning about what kind of email types there are, and then actually drafting content so that way for August, we're able to launch our very first email campaign in sequence. So that is going to be the goal for today and next week as well. That's why we have a break next week, because putting something together in Canva and getting things how you want, doing all the research that you want to add into your content, you want to make sure it's quality information. So that's why we're going to be starting this week. I'm going to show you some ideas that you can get started with, and then next week you can have some more time to kind of put it all together. So when it comes to week 5, when we're putting everything together, we're about to schedule it for August. I typically do mine August 1st, but you don't have to do yours August 1st. It's really up to you. We just make sure that we have at least our August stuff prepared and ready for. All right, so I put the masterclass worksheet in there. Again, you can always type your questions in the chat. We are always going to have a Q&A at the end, and everything's going to be updated on the worksheet. One thing I did want to note before we get started, I don't know if you guys had already signed up with BranchUp, but they are going to be releasing an email marketing campaign tomorrow. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of centered around, foodie travel. So if you go to preview campaign here, and if you have like some contacts, or if you've collected some contacts since last week that you can actually input and have this sent to, this is going to be sent out tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. At least for mine, it's going to be 3:30. You can always change what time you want to send it out, or if you want to send it out earlier. It's really up to you. But this is basically what it looks like. So I know last time when I did it, I wasn't able to really show you guys what it looked like. But here, excuse me, here is the message. And like I said, if you click on this little icon here, if I wanted to literally take all of this out, have ChatGPT change it to customize to my customer avatar, which you guys are going to be getting today. I'm going to teach you guys how to create your customer avatar in a sense for email campaigning. And if I switch this out and have it like switch over to them to make it more optimized for my audience, you can easily do that. So it's very simple, very user friendly, and then it has those clickable links at the bottom. So I definitely wanted to share that with you guys before we got started, because we're going to be mainly doing with, like I said, Canva and ChatGPT. I do have MailChimp, so I will show you guys how we can create little things in MailChimp as well, just so you can see a sneak peek and preview if you are wanting to create one. But that's going to be towards the end, because like I said, that's more so for like, week 4 and week 5 type of stuff. Okay. All right. So email types. So one thing that you want to know about email types is there are 3 main different kinds. Okay. So one is like the servicing focus emails. So things like the giveaways or the freebie, so to speak, something that where you're giving something to somebody and they're receiving the ultimate value from it. So ideas can be like travel hacks that you can send. It's basically, what it says is basically serving a purpose for your audience. Then you have those story-driven emails, which are just like like it's called, are the ones where you're kind of being a little bit more, I would say, personable, where you're letting your audience know about your business, maybe more insight on you to kind of get to know you as a person versus and a business, like your story type of thing. Just versus offering them something. So that is another way where with some people that can add value. I don't know how many times or how many other people do this, but I know for me personally, like I wake up late at night sometimes because the baby's kicking and everything. So I check my email all the time. I don't know why. It's just one of those things where I see the notifications. I always check my email. Sometimes from the people that I'm subscribed to, they have like little stories or where they're like updating about their lives, or they share like a nice little quote and what it means to them, or little motivational things like that. I do like to read some of those. I mean, you never know what resonates with your audience. So it does help and benefit to have a mixture of some of those kind of emails as well. And then there's the soft sell email. So basically, you're suggesting something. If you have discounts coming out, if you want to start like a rewards program. I know for me personally, I like to do my gift cards. So I have like travel e-gift cards through Square. And I like to kind of put those in my emails. It's like, hey, this holiday is coming up. If you want to give a simple gift of travel, here's a great idea. It's a travel gift card. Who's not going to use that, right? And the best part about it is it's unique to your business, so that it's not like they can use it at Costco or other places or another travel agency. It's only for your business. So if that's something that you want to try to do, that's an option that you can try as well. But basically just suggesting things like, hey, I have this discount out there. If you want to utilize it, feel free, but now you have the information type of thing. So you want to present it in a way where you're not trying to come off as super salesy, like how you would do the serving focus emails, but it's still in a way where it's implied like, hey, you can buy this type of, I offer this kind of service type of thing. So like I said, I want you guys to watch this video. And then we're going to go into actually drafting the content. But I feel like this is very helpful in learning what kind of stuff you need to make in order to kind of get in the mindset of, the people that you're trying to market to. So Frank Kern, he is an amazing internet marketer. I always watch his videos. A lot of what I've learned has been like from watching his videos and his, TED Talks and things like that. So let's go ahead and start.
This is going to be true.
Can you guys hear that okay?
Of what type of marketing you're doing. If this represents your target market, so let's assume this is the entire target market right here, is the segment of that market that's ready to buy right now, right? So the most attention from your competitors is being paid to this little tiny piece of the market. And these are the ones who are ready to buy today. And so I don't think you should neglect.
Can you guys hear it?
By any means, but I do think we can all agree that if we're trying to market exclusively to these people like every single other competitor out there, it's kind of a whole lot smaller than this big circle. Now, who's in this big circle? People who are in this big circle are the folks who are thinking about buying probably in the next 45 to 60 days. So it could be tomorrow, or it could be 45 to 60 days from now. In fact, like the segment of the marketplace is probably this big, and then this outer segment for people that just ain't gonna buy anything. This circle right here, a lot bigger than this circle. Where do you think the money is? The money is this circle. The people who are getting ready to buy, but might not be ready to buy immediately today. Am I saying stop trying to sell to these people? Nope, not saying that. I'm saying this bigger circle that has the majority of the money is terribly neglected. So while all of your competition is trying to get this little pile of money, this big pile of money right here, nobody's paying attention to it. You know what's funny? What do you think people in this big pile right here that are thinking about buying, what do you think they're doing right now? They're looking at their options. They're trying to find out everything they can about the stuff that you sell. They're probably comparing your stuff, your competitor stuff. They're trying to formulate a decision. So doesn't it make sense that if we can help them formulate this decision, that when it's time, when they enter this little circle, they're going to want to come to us anyway, no matter how hard and how aggressively your competition is marketing stuff? My experience says yes. So the question becomes, how do we sell to both, right? So really the question is, how do we educate and motivate this bigger portion of the market while making sure that the people who are in this proportion are always hearing about us and constantly ready to buy? And the answer is branding. It's not branding like get your name out there. It's branding done in a way where you're helping your marketplace and you're constantly making an offer. It has three pillars to it. Okay, pillar number one is content. All right, so if you're thinking about how do you market your business, what I'm giving you right now, this is content, right? So pillar number one is content. We want to put out a lot of content, right? We're putting out content almost every day. There's a formulaic way to do it. But this content is different than typical social media content. So we're not ever talking about us. We're not talking about what we had for breakfast or any of that kind of stuff. We're not trying to be cool, right? Instead, every single thing that we ever produce is about your prospect. And more importantly, it is about what your prospect wants and how they get it. So if you know what your prospect wants and how they get it, you're never going to be at a loss for what to say in your content. That's one way this method is different. The second way that this method is different is that every piece of content you ever produce, it does these three things. Number one, it provides value. It is deliberately designed to help that person who's in that bigger circle, who's thinking about buying something. It is designed to help them come to the conclusion that your stuff is the right stuff to buy by giving them value in advance of giving you anyway. So they're having this natural decision where they're thinking to themselves, I like this person, they're helping me, this is pretty cool, I think I'm gonna do business with them. That's what we're doing here. We're using the oldest trick in the book, which is called the demonstrate you can help them by actually helping them. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second is to always build goodwill, which I'll just abbreviate as W or GW. We're always building goodwill. Here's why. The amount of money that we make is in direct proportion to the amount of value that we provide to our marketplace and the amount of goodwill that we have with that marketplace. Remember, I'm defining the marketplace as that big circle of people who are thinking about buying some stuff, the type of stuff that you sell, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow, a couple months from now. The more value we give to them, the more goodwill we have with them, the more they like you, the more they're going to be likely to buy. Kind of common sense. Thankfully, not a lot of people that market and advertise really think about it that way. They're more like, hey, I exist, give me money. We're not doing that, right? We're helping them out. The third thing here is every piece of content makes an offer. You let them know, hey, I have something that might help you. If you want it, here's what you should do. And you do that in every single piece of content. So this content is different, right? It's dramatically different than typical social media content where you're trying to talk about how cool you are or, randomly post stuff that's completely irrelevant or whatever. This is always genuinely beneficial to people and it's always making an offer. But it's not like, hey, you got to buy this stuff right now. The offer is always very passive and always very casual. And it's not like high pressure. Nobody wants that, In fact, if someone's thinking about doing business with you, the more you try to pressure them, the more they're likely kind of step away from you. So we always make this very, very friendly. Now, the second solution.
All right, so I am gonna pause it there. You can watch the rest of the video. It is listed on here that you guys can click through on the worksheet. But basically, you know, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. I know he said social media, but this can be applied to email marketing as well, because we're going to be making a sequence. You want to make sure with each email that you're giving them, it has all of those different kind of qualities. So basically making sure that they feel that you're pretty much giving them in their best interest. And, you know, when it comes to marketing and things, email marketing is unique, as we stated in, you know, the first and second week, because your list is unique to you. Not every one email list is the same. So you want to make sure that the list that you're building and the people that you're building with it are really, you know, understanding and really kind of transitioning and understanding the kind of, you know, process that you're going to be doing. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and start with the sequence. So I'm going to stop sharing really quick so you guys can see my other screen here. While I'm doing that, go ahead and pull up ChatGPT so that way you guys can do this with me. Okay. Because this email sequence has a lot of different parts to it, and I really, really, really don't want anybody to get lost. So just make sure if you guys are having troubles or anything, just let me know in the chat box. I do have it open for that reason. So that way you guys can let me know. And then I'll make sure we go back. But all of this email sequence, you know, that we're about to draft, is all formulating from his basic model. There's other things that he was talking about, like the other two pillars, but like I said, you guys can watch the rest of the video a little bit later. What I really want to focus on is the content aspect. So the first part of this is getting your customer avatar. And this is important because this is basically molding who your ideal client is. So when you think about, you know, who your ideal client is, you want to make sure you're like, okay, they are in this tax bracket, they have this kind of demographics, you know, this is what they kind of do, this is why they travel, where they travel, things like that. So this is where this kind of helps and comes into play. Okay. So the very first prompt is going to be this right here. Okay. You are a digital marketer and you specialize in user behavior and research. I want you to create a detailed customer avatar for my insert business type. So, you know, in our case, it's travel agency. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're a different business owner, just, you know, put that, insert that there, and then called whatever your business name is called. I'm situated in wherever you are, and I specialize in whatever your niche is. So we're going to go ahead and do that here. Put a 1 in the chat box once you guys get that first prompt done so I can keep track of where everybody is at. And I'm going to do this as well. Create a detailed customer avatar for my, and the best part is once you get your customer avatar built up, you can use this same thread for anything. So you say, you know, keeping my customer avatar in mind, can you create, you know, a social media post that will appeal to my customer? Or, you know, it doesn't just stop at email marketing. Like you can use this thread for anything that you're trying to do. So this is going to be your gold mine here. Like once you get your customer avatar together, I highly suggest copying and pasting whatever the demographics and things are in like a document or something, so that way you can easily have access when you need to use it again. Because this is going to be key to optimizing all of your posts and really driving those sales and, you know, conversions to the people that you're trying to get it to. So just keep that in mind. All right, detailed customer for my travel agency. All right, I'm waiting to see someone's vacations. I am situated in Augusta, Georgia. And I specialize, in this case, I'm going to do all three. Normally, I separate them by the niche. As you can see here, I have I have my Georgia one, and then I have a cruise one somewhere. But I'm gonna just put all of mine on here just to keep it easy. Emily, cruise, and romance shop. Ooh, let's learn how to spell first. Third time's a charm. All right, I see some ones coming in. We got 2 ones and we got 7 people in here, including myself. So I'm looking for some more ones. All right, so my customer avatar is named Emily. They're age 35, married, 2 children, suburban area near Augusta, middle management, income. You see how it has all the different demographics. This is what builds the ideal customer here. Hobbies, values, behavioral traits, online behavior, like it has all of the information needed. Preferred travel experiences, this is really important. Resorts with kids clubs, family friendly, cruise lines with excellent kids programs, intimate settings, all those types of things is very, very helpful. Marketing strategies, content marketing, partnerships and collaborations, it has all of that information. All right, let's see. All right, we got some ones in here. Awesome, awesome. So now that we have the demographics done, now next is basically creating the lead magnet that's going to attract this ideal customer. Okay, like I said, bear with me. We are going to be going through a few sequences here. So the second one, this is prompt 2. In the same thread, you're going to put this one in here. And if you have the worksheet, feel free to copy and paste this down. I'm not going to read all of this because you can read it for yourself. But basically, this is just going to create a lead magnet, like a lead guide for you, including a landing page. It's going to be in the format that Frank Kern that we just watched, his basic, style and framework is going to include headings, subheadings. So this is going to be the guide that's going to appeal to your customer that we're going to be creating in Canva as well. So with that being said, let me go ahead and type this out. You are now a generation expert. I don't want to close out of this because I want you guys to be able to see it. And once you guys get this done, be sure to put a 2 in the chat box. You specialize. If I'm going too fast, let me know. I will gladly go back because I know this is a lot. By converting lead magnets, I want you to create lead magnets in the form of a guide. Now, if you want a freebie to be like something different other than a guide and you want it to be one of the other freebie options that that we were talking about last week, there are ways to kind of implement that within this initial guide. So just keep that in mind. Don't think that it just has to be like a whole travel guide. It doesn't have to be like something super crazy. And you guys will see what it looks like in a minute here. But like say, I know we're talking about different recipes and food journals and stuff. That's something that you can easily add into the guide that you're trying to do. But this is just a basic framework so that way you guys have the bare bones of something that you can start creating for your initial funnel to get people to start building up that list for you. So this is going to be your initial sales funnel. And then, you can work into doing newsletters and all those other things. For the customer avatar, that's the Don't forget to put those twos in the chat box once you guys got this far. I know it's a lot to type. Landing page copy as well as the actual guide, which will be, shout out to TikTok for, I can't remember off the top of my head the TikToker's name. I'll definitely put it on the worksheet for you guys if you guys utilize TikTok. But this is basically his prompt sequence that I have found. And he basically gives out like a lot of different AI tools and a lot of different like, you know, ChatGPT prompts that help business owners too. And ever since I've started using this for, definitely for social media for sure, but even for email marketing, my conversions have drastically changed in the best way. So it definitely works, speaking from experience. Interest and lead them with excuse me. No. Oh, I see some twos. Awesome. Will this recording be in the chat? So it'll be on the worksheet and on my YouTube channel, which is posted in the chat box. If you came in a little bit later, I'll go ahead and post it in there again. Just give me 1 second. No. Sequence. And I feel it's important to do this with you guys because I want you guys to see in real time what it is that you guys can create so I can see what you guys are seeing and then we can all talk about it together. Almost there. Format, last sentence. And markdown, including headings, subheadings, and bullet points. And it's gonna seem like it's a lot of work now, but once you do like the work now, you won't have to worry about doing this again because you can create a template and easily recycle. All right, you see that landing page copy, discover, it has the title on here, what's inside, why this guide. So basically, you know, that first prompt, that first email where they're, where you have that landing page, it tells them what they're going to be getting from this guide and it's going to try to prompt them to want to actually download this free guide here. And then this is going to be the content inside. So basically the title, your introduction, there's a problem, this solution, you know, it has all the information that's going to be the inside of what the guide is. So once this is done, we are going to go into our next one. Let's see. Will this recording be in the chat? Okay, answer that. Can you raise up the prompt? It's already on here. I can't raise it up without it changing to the next one, but it's all going to be, it's all listed on the worksheet as well. It ends at necessary. Yeah, it ends at necessary. All right, we see some twos, twos, twos. Awesome, awesome. All right, so let me see if it's still here. Boop. All right, there's a worksheet. I just posted it again in the chats. You're welcome. You are welcome. All right, it has a conclusion and then a call to action here. All right, so once you get this together, we are not done. I know you want to be, but we are far from done here. So now that we got the guide, now we're going to ask ChatGPT, okay, check your work. I want this to be appeal to my customer avatar. So now I want you to act as the customer avatar, critique the landing page copy as well as the lead magnet and give me objections and suggestions as well. And once it gives that list, the next prompt after that is going to be to implement all the suggestions, because we want this to be the most optimized guide that is going to be for our customer avatar. Like, we want them to be able to download it and find some value in it. So we're going to ask them to critique it, see what they think, and then we're going to have them implement the suggestions after they put all the information on there. So I'm going to leave it to you to do that. Go ahead and put a 3 in the chat box. I told you in the beginning, this is going to be more of a workshop. We are going to do the grunt work today. So that way this week or the rest of the week and next week, we can do the creative stuff and start creating, making things pretty for our August. The customer. But this is really like, ever since I've been doing this, and I do this with my social media posts too, I always have it act as a customer avatar to critique the work. And that's how you always get your most optimized post that will be, you know, clickable and searchable for the people that you're trying to market to. Oh, all right. So Emily Johnson is critiquing my landing page. She's giving her suggestions. How do I know I can trust this guide in the agency? That's a very realistic question. Will this guide really help me with my specific needs? The landing page and guide seem a bit plain. See, like, you know, it gives you good things to think about instead of just, you know, the bare minimum. So now we're just going to go ahead and implement all your suggestions. And now it's going to redo the guide in the way that it appeals to Emily. Once we got that, go ahead and put a 3 in the chat box for me. Oh, I like that. They put what others are saying. And it has names on there. I love it. I love it. How are we doing so far, guys? This is making sense. You see the magic happening? Now imagine if you had to sit here and do this with your own brain power. Like, yes, it's good for some people, but when you got a lot of things to do. Chat GPT for the win. Oh, and it actually has case studies on there, which is nice. So that's a form of like the story kind of email, the story driven emails. Love testimonials. No, thank you. I can see this being a great another. I think I can see this being great another. Oh yeah, for sure. There's a lot of ways. Like, once you get that customer avatar, you can use that for anything. Like, I stay on this thing and use it for a lot of stuff. So the very bare minimum, that would be like the most ideal thing. All right, so now that we got the guide together, now it's time to get this sequence together. So this is going to be the initial sequence that you put out there, that you know, pretty much advertise, hey, I have this freebie offer, and then this is going to be the sales funnel that they're going to go through. Now, the thing that you want to make sure that you are aware of when you're doing your email sequence, you do not want to send these emails back to back to back every day. Okay, you want to give them, I would say a good grace period is like 48 to 72 hours in between each of the emails that you send them, to kind of give them some time, look around, you know, kind of decide. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm here, but don't forget about me. Here's the next thing that you're looking forward to, type of thing. Just so you're not too pushy, like how Frank said in his video. If you're really aggressive in the beginning, it kind of makes them like, maybe not, I'm gonna pull back a little bit. So it's more so for these people that are in the wider circle, the 80%, that are, still looking around doing the research and then trying to build that trust with your company. Okay, so write this down. If you have a notebook, 48 to 72 hours is a really good time frame, because it gives them time to kind of, look at your email, but not forget about you, type of thing. If you wait a full week, depending on how many emails you sent in the beginning, you you might not, it might lessen your chances. So 1, 2, and 3, 48 to 72 hours, and then you can start kind of, spreading it out afterwards, just because you've already reinforced your name at least 3 times prior. So give it 3 emails before you wait a little bit longer, just from personal experience. All right, so next is going to be prompt 5. This is going to be another one here. And now you're going to have it tell you to pretty much create the email sequence. You're going to get 6 emails from this. And then it's going to be still in that form of the Frank Kern, where you're doing a lead magnet and it's building trust and adding value for all 6 of them. And ultimately, the goal is to have them book a free consultation. Well, you don't have to put free on there. I put free on there for my email participants, because that's an extra value that I add to the people who join my email list. Because normally I charge for my time. I charge a fee. So if I have free consultation on there, knowing on my website you can see that my consultations you have to pay for, then that's an extra value that they're getting, that they feel like, oh man, they're going to give me a free consultation, and normally I have to pay for this service, type of thing. But you don't, of course, you don't have to do that. You can put a regular consultation if you feel free, if you want to. But just ideas here. You can never add too much value. Copywriter. And again, what number are we? 4. When you do this one, you guys make sure you put a number 4 in the chat box. Specialize in writing, persuasive copy that gets users to know, like, and trust us. And then eventually take action and book. I'll change the typos later. With this in mind, I want you to create a 6-part email that delivers lead magnets. Yeah, on to a serious note, if you guys don't follow Frank Kern on YouTube, I highly suggest you do. Especially if you're really trying to do like internet marketing, like, the man's a genius. So just throwing that out there. I'm a fan. Plus, he's from my hometown, so you can't go wrong with that. San Diegan's in the house. All right, so now it's going to create the email sequence. This is where you're going to implement the guide. That's why it has the link there. And it gives you the email subject. It gives the first name. So when you are utilizing things, you can customize it for the first name. And it has everything on here for you, broken down. You can add in your consultation link. It has all the stuff on there. And of course, if you want to add your own little flair to it, by all means. This is just to give you the bare bones to work with. And what I like is, because I have 3 different specialties of expertise, it does break it down for each one. So this one is about family travel. This one is about, cruise travel, romance travel. So it gives me, options to provide more value to people who are multi-passionate, because there are a lot of people who are out there like that. Now we're into our story kind of or story-driven emails. So there's importance of having all three emails within this initial sequence, because all of them build trust and work together to kind of, get that person to reel it in, kind of like fishing in a way. Exclusive offer, free travel credit, and $100 travel credit. I feel like I use this so much, they know I always offer $100 voucher, because I do actually have one for my for my squares, like $100 off coupon. That's funny that they put that on there. All right, so now I have my sixth email. I think that's six. Yep, this is my sixth email. And of course, prompt 6 and 7, you guys already know what it is. It's pretty much, I'm gonna ask it to critique its work, same thing, and then implement the suggestions. So if you really wanted to go up all the way up here, just copy it and paste it with just like the different words of email sequence, so that way it doesn't confuse itself. You can do that, because that's what I'm about to do right here. Copy this here, paste, and then I'm gonna just change landing page copy to email sequence. I'll take lead magnet out of there as well. Work smarter, not harder. And then now we're gonna go ahead, have it critique it, and then have it implement the suggestions. Once you guys are done with that, go ahead and put a 5 in the chat box for me. And I promise that's it. There's sort of, we only have just the 7 prompts. So this is pretty much all that we have. We got our customer avatar. Then we got our guide for our customer avatar. And now we have the email sequence that we're going to use to capture that customer avatar. So that's kind of how this works together. Well, she has a lot of suggestions. I like it. Okay, Emily, I see you. All right, implement audit. And if you really want to go through and read like what it says too, feel free. I mean, sometimes I do, but I already know I'm gonna optimize it anyway. So, but it's kind of cool to see what it says, because it gives you things to think about for, when you're actually going through. And I think that helps with, prompts too. It helps you think of all the stops when you're kind of creating prompts and things to ask the AI to do for you. You can be as specific as you can. Choose the right cruise line. This is perfect. I love this, because I can see the guide coming together already in my head. I'm actually going to use this one for August too, so this is going to be great. Oh, Santorini. I have a travel guide already made up for Santorini and Travelify. See how that works out? Yellowstone. See, that's a good one too. Road trip travel is a good one, guys. People actually, I didn't realize how many people like have RVs and stuff and like really do the road trip style travel too. That's a niche I'm actually learning more about, because I like road trips. I would prefer to drive. Well, I'm not doing the driving. I'm a passenger princess, but my husband will do the driving and I'll ride in the car. But I prefer road trips over going on a plane personally. I like to see the land. So, all right. So now I have all of my emails together, perfectly made together. And then all the links where it says embed here and everything, you can easily add your links for this. But it gives you the subject, it gives you the name, personalization, all of that, and it's customized and optimized for your ideal client. So it makes it so easy. Now, we have this, we have the framework. Now it's time to actually build the guide. So I'm going to actually scroll back up to the top here. This is the optimized one. Let me look. Okay, here we go. So this is the optimized guide. So now it's time to actually put this into creation. So I like to use Canva. I mean, it's the easiest thing in my opinion to use, but other people like to use Adobe Photoshop or there's another one too. I forgot what it's called. It's escaping my Poster My Wall. There it is, Poster My Wall. Some people like to use Poster My Wall. Whatever kind of graphic designing you like to use, do that. And then just pretty much come into Canva. And then what I will do here is right here, I will type travel guide. So it really depends on what you're looking for. They have so many different options on here. Very really nice looking ones, templates and stuff. And again, if you are in the pro class, you'll be able to utilize any of these for free. I like this one personally just because it has like agendas. I like the way it's formatted. It's really cool, but they have really, really nice ones. And they have presentation ones that you can utilize too. So sometimes I might even, do a presentation style format too, just to make it, a little bit different, so whatever you are identify with or whatever you want to do, you can do an infographic, however you want to kind of design it, just pick one and then start to format that travel guide. So I'm going to actually go to this one because it's, like I said, I really like this one. I'm going to customize this template. And the most important thing too is because when you are doing these guides, they're interchangeable. So what makes it easier for future purposes or where you can reuse the same template over and over again, but have different content within it, is to create a template, a brand template for this. So now I'm going to add this as a brand template. And then I'll put it under branding. Right now, let's just say email sales funnel, because that's what it is. Because remember, if you don't have a platform like an email platform that you're using like MailChimp or MailerLite or HubSpot or anything like that, Canva is its own sales funnel. So you can still utilize this and still be able to collect your emails. And we talked about that last week. So now I have my brand template here. And all I need to do is customize this. And each time I use this template, I'm gonna close out of here. I can easily just click on templates. Oh wait, brand. Scratch that. Back up. We go to brand, and then I'll find my brand template here, and then I can easily customize it as I see fit. Okay, so I am gonna rename this to email sales funnel. All right, so right off the bat, I'm going to copy this. Copy. I'm going to paste. Take that off. Serenity vacations. Change this color. So all of this really is just going in and customizing everything. Okay, so everything is going to be branded with my business name. I always like to I like purple. That is one of like for my LLC, because I have multiple businesses, purple is like the common denominator across all of them. Like that is my thing. All right, so I am gonna take off this little plane because I don't like it. Come on, spread out. All right, there we go. Center. Oh, come on, man. All right, there we go. Get my branding. Alice is the way to go. Do my signature effect. Change the color to purple. One second. I like this one better. Do we have any questions while we're doing this? I gotta get my brand color names. One second. That's not the right one. That's not the right one either. There it is. Okay. All right. All right. Now I'm gonna take these planes off. All right, so I have my branding up here. I can put my logo up there, my website down here, some more information. So this is kind of where I can put a nice little blurb. Instead of agenda, I would probably take this out and save this for like um, additional packing tips. Like this looks like a packing tip page because it already has like the different little things on here. So I can actually move this down and change that around. Of course, branding it, coloring it, all that good stuff. This can easily be changed to introduction, put the introduction, copy and paste it from there. So basically creating all of this plug and play pretty much. Now, one thing I will say when you are creating these guides, some of them, like when you do have information on here, it really helps to have a lot of pictures. So if you're not familiar with Canva, this is in the Canva workshop. I'm not going to go into detail on how to kind of create things. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of, what you can kind of put on here to make it look a different way. Um, but basically, you can easily design things, framework. There's a lot of different Canva Q&As and stuff like that, and things that you can look on YouTube on how you can really create a guide. But you really just want to get it to a point where there has a lot of value in there. And then what I like to do with my guides as well is with Travefy. Let me log in, show you guys. I do an extra step. Now, you don't have to do this, but it does help add that extra value. So I have like a bunch of different places where I just have regular guides and things. So as you can see, San Diego, California, Paris, Orlando. So let's do Santorini because I think I saw Santorini on here. This is just a basic travel guide. So it has a city guide on here. Oh, I didn't even put it on there. It's funny. I make myself laugh sometimes. But basically, it'll have a city guide. It'll have like tours and things like Viator links and stuff. And then also, extra step can be to do. I'm gonna pick a different one because I didn't complete this one. Let's see if I did. Let's do Spain. I know I did that one. Like different options for like hotels and resorts. So all you really have to do is go on Vax or whatever vendor you prefer and just find resorts that are like 5 star, 4 to 5 star or whatever. Copy and paste the information on there, get some nice looking pictures, quality pictures, and then just put different resort options on there. There's nothing wrong with sharing different places that people can go to add that extra value, because what this does is you can copy this, and let's say I want to put it or link it to like a picture or something. I can link I can directly link this on here. And so when they're looking at it on their phone and they click on it, it'll take them to that. And then that's another way where I can easily get them in to contact me if they're interested in a certain destination that they saw or something like that. So just be creative. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. And again, we have 2 weeks to kind of create the kind of content or guides that you're looking for. But this is basically, an easy process. And once you're done with it, you share, and then you're going to actually download this as a PDF, a PDF standard, because this is going to be best for emailing. Okay, so once you're done with it, download it as a PDF, because then they can't make any adjustments or anything to that. Now, I know with some of the email sequences, let's see here. This one doesn't have it, but when I was on Gemini, that's Google's actual AI site. It broke it down to where each day that you send out the email, you send out a different chapter. So if you wanted, like, say, send chapter 1 or send chapter 2 or do a whole guide but break it up, you can easily just download the pages that you want to send out at a given time, put that in a PDF, and then you'll be able to separate it out that way. And that can be another way where you can keep them wanting to come for more, because basically, you're not going to send them the whole guide. You're going to give them a piece of it here, and then, if they're tuning in, then they're going to get a piece of it here on another day, and then, that'll keep their interest as well. So that's another unique way that you can keep them wanting more. Let's see here. This is a brand template. So if you are going to be doing this as if you are using an email platform of sorts, you do want to use this public link app. The only reason why you wouldn't do that is if you're using Canva as a funnel. But if you are using it for like MailChimp or something like that, you do want to use this public link that you can create to put it on there, because then they won't have to sign in or put in their information or anything like that, because you would have already had it in a funnel for them. So that's pretty much that I have all for you guys today. I was trying to keep it within the hour. We have 2 minutes, but we do have a couple of you guys on here. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I know that was a lot of information. So I want to make sure I get everybody's, make sure I get everybody's questions answered before we do our hiatus for next week or so, because we are not going to be having a week 4. It's going to be a break time. Do we have any questions? Your homework obviously is to create your content in your email sequence. Let me go scroll to the top. I know that was a lot with the prompts and everything. All right, let me scroll up here. Can you raise the prompt? Okay, I answered that. Can you copy and paste it? Okay. I think I can see it. Link is not working. Thank you. I just was looking for. I'll be sure to go back and watch your YouTube on the session I've missed. Okay, no problem. And yes, everything's going to be posted onto the worksheet here. So I'll put this in here one last time. When you looked at Gemini, there was a charge. That's for the premium. You don't have to pay for premium on Gemini. They have a regular one as well. like this. So, but the thing that I like about Gemini, yeah, see, Gemini Advanced, you do have to pay for, but I don't. I pay for the, I mean, I don't pay. I use the regular one. They did give a free trial for the premium and advanced one, which gave pictures and things like that, but I'm not about to pay for an AI service that I can use for free. Bing also has an AI service that you can use for free too, as well. And they actually embed links that are relevant to, like, more updated stuff. But the reason why I like Gemini is because it gives you options to choose from. So if you don't like this one, you don't have to tell it, oh, rewrite it, and it'll rewrite the whole thing over. Like, it'll give you, at least a couple of drafts that you can choose from. And what I do every now and again, actually most of the time, I'll take bits and pieces of each three. So that way it's a little bit different, for what I'm doing. So I really, really like it for that reason. But you don't have to pay for it. As you can see, I did another one on here and it looked a little bit different too. So if you are an AI person and you like to kind of cross post and do a lot of research and things, like, I'm a research person, that's kind of what I went to school for originally, so I don't mind doing the work in that way. But like, you can really go through and see what different AI services offer and what they say, and you can kind of mix and match to create something of your own. And that way is the most unique too, because then it passes AI detection, when people are doing content creation and things like that too. So, it's something to think about. You don't have to do it by any means. Like, ChatGPT is perfectly fine. If you like what they have on there, you're like, this is going to be the easiest for me, feel free. But if you want to spend the extra time, you can always do that as well. It was off of my Google Workspace. Oh, okay. See, no, I'm on my normal Google account. This is like my regular one. I don't do it on my business one because I'm like, I'm not trying to pay for it. You're like me? Yep. See, I like to cross post with who gives me the best answer type of thing. All right. Well, if that is all, everybody, thank you so much.